Hey guys, Oscar here for Not a Grouch, notagrouch.com. Please go check it out. Please, please, please go visit, learn a little bit, ask something. And before we get into the video, don't forget I have my VIP group that is all about content and marketing. You are invited and welcome to join. Go to notagrouch.com/VIP. There's a link. Takes you to the Facebook group that's where we're talking about content. And this whole month we're doing 30 days, well, I'm doing 30 days basically of implementing the 64 pieces of content idea from Gary Vaynerchuk. And if you don't know what that is, I'll tell you all about it. In fact, I have a video, I'll put the link down below as well. But I wanted to talk about that, the 64 pieces of content. It's been a challenge, most definitely. And Gary, I'm calling you out on this. You can't do this. And Gary, I'm calling you out on this. This is not easy. I'm not saying that it's not possible, it's just not easy. And the biggest objection people had when I posted about this on my Facebook group was the amount of staff that people have in order to do this. So, you know, Gary, of course, has a full team, 1 or 2 camera guys that follow him around, taking video. And then there is also, you know, he has writers and copywriters, graphic editors, you know, graphic designers and all that stuff. But what is a little person like me or like you supposed to do to come up with 64 pieces of content? Well, I've gotten up to about 25 to 30 in one day. And I feel like if I really focus and I streamline my process, I can easily get to 64 or more. And for those of you that don't know what it actually means, so if you think 64 pieces of content and you're a vlogger, you may be thinking, wow, I have to make 64 videos? No, you don't. If you're a blogger, then you think, well, I can't write 64 blog posts in one day. Absolutely not. And nobody's expecting you to do that. I don't even think Ariana Huffington did this at her top, or even Perez Hilton, or anybody of the most prolific writers. I mean, 64 blog posts would be impossible. There's no way, there's just no way that one person can crank out 64 blog posts in one day that are worth reading. So now I have seen bloggers that do 4 or 5 blog posts in one day that are pretty good, because there's just so many ideas and things they want to talk about that they just get down on the keyboard and crank them out. Here are a few of the lessons I've learned so far from creating content at scale. You have to have a cornerstone idea, a foundational topic for that day, for that month, for that week. And that will allow you to then sprout off smaller pieces of content based on that. That is a given. You cannot talk about 64 different topics in one day and keep your head on straight. You just can't. It's not going to happen. I don't recommend it. Let's talk about a video I made before, the perfect blog post. I made a live video with a client, and a few people showed up to watch, where it was how to create the perfect blog post with WordPress and Elementor. Elementor is a plugin for WordPress that allows you to pretty much lay out content in a visible manner, kind of like you would do, like you would want it to be. Like you just drag and drop, move things around. Well, that's 1 hour long video. It was about 1 hour and 20 minutes when I recorded it. It was hands-on, so it was me being a practitioner. It was just me being a practitioner and showing how to do what I'm doing. So I had to prepare in the way that I would normally prepare and think, well, what am I going to teach this person how to do what they need to do? And it ended up being a tutorial for anybody that's using Elementor that wants to create an engaging blog post. So that's 1 hour long, and it went on live on Facebook. So that's piece of content number 1. I downloaded that and reposted it in a couple different places. Each place that I posted to turns out to be another piece of content because there's an entirely separate audience. Now from that video, I have started slicing off bits and pieces of it. Some of them will go into Instagram as 1-minute videos that go into my timeline. Instagram TV, IGTV allows for 15-minute video clips. So I've taken 3 of the 1 hour long video. I made 3 smaller clips that will go into IGTV over the next week or 2. And in that case, I keep revisiting older content that still has a value for today. And I'm driving people to go back to see the main video if they want to. But I'm also, at the same time, showcasing my ability and my authority on the topic. So from that video, I have a blog post. In the blog post, I use one of my favorite tools right now called Otter, and I transcribed the audio into the whole transcript. And that transcript is now on the website. So the website, if you want to watch a video or kind of skim through it, you can skim through it with the transcript as well. And the transcript is also used for closed captioning. So there's a lot of ways to reutilize content. From the transcript now, I can grab certain quotes or ideas that can then turn into blog posts, into Instagram quote stories or mini how-tos. For example, I'm gonna take that 1 hour long video and turn it into a 10-slide presentation that will go into Instagram as a slideshow. And I'm gonna post that up, and that would be basically a tutorial on how to make the best blog post, but it will be on an Instagram story. So those are 10 slides. Each one of those can then go into Pinterest as a single piece of content, into, say, maybe a tutorial for WordPress pin board. I can also expand from 10 slides into maybe 15 and put them on SlideShare and put them on LinkedIn. So valuable information for the context in which you're going to present it. And for that hour and a half that I spent creating that video live for an audience, I've now derived so much more content out of it. And at the end of the day, I may create 100 pieces of content just based on that. And those pieces of content will live in perpetuity in different networks. Yes, some networks are very, what would you say, transient, or they disappear quickly. For example, Twitter. If I were to post on Twitter, the lifetime of a tweet may be only a few hours, maybe a couple of days. A LinkedIn post also maybe between a day to a couple of weeks. But a SlideShare lives for a long time. A Pinterest board lives for a long time. YouTube video, I could then, in 3 weeks, I mean, I could do it right now and just schedule it for later. I could create a short version presentation of that video based on the SlideShares, on the 10 slideshows or 10 slides, and kind of just make a big circle. If I add that to my blog post, now that blog post has become richer and more value packed for the reader. If a reader wants to come in and say, well, what's this perfect blog post that Oscar's talking about? Oh, Jesus, 1 hour? I don't have an hour to watch this video. I don't even know if it's any good. Oh, but there's a 90-second presentation. Let me watch that first. Oh, here's some pull quotes explaining a few other things that are important. Oh, okay, you know what? This is a good blog post that I should read, and I'm gonna watch this whole video because I think I'm gonna get a lot of value out of it. That's the purpose of creating all this content. It's not just content for the sake of content. You have to have a purpose. So take one cornerstone piece of content and build around it. Since that video went up, I've been creating other blog posts and other videos and other long format videos. But I have to keep going back to extract more value out of that one video. So that's part of the process that Gary doesn't talk about in his 64 pieces of content presentation. It's not like you're gonna wake up one morning and think, hey, you know what, I would come up with 64 ideas today, and I need to do that because I gotta do my 64 pieces of content. No, absolutely not. You have to build up to it. There's no way about it unless you've already been building up a library of content in your head, or you've been producing content not knowing that you could reuse it later or not even thinking about it. You are going to have to build up to that. And as you build up, you're gonna learn the different networks and the nuances of each network, and that will take some time. So my whole purpose for 30 days is to get up to that point where I can do 40, 50, 70 pieces of content in one day, and I'm gonna be showing you that. So don't forget to join my group, guys. I gotta go for now, but thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time and everything that you do to watch my videos. If you like this, please give it a like. If you want to keep up with me, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that bell notification, because otherwise YouTube won't really show you. And if you have any questions about this, please let me know. You can drop it down in the comments. The channel, the group is notagarage.com/VIP. Talk to you later. Bye.